Bottom right of Entombed Valley, map number 5 here at the GSTL. Fnatic against Prime. Fnatic down 2 games, and they have one savior. His name is...
Fnatic late call, Pure!
He already avoided the all-kill. Will he be able to take another win?
He is also either going to make a 10 Overlord, or okay, there it is. I thought he might 10 pull again. His opponent, though, to the top left in the blue, he is the Marine Prince, as many call him. He's also known as...
Maru Prime!
Playing on the map that he played against Roro in Code A, which was the map where he had this insane, this incredible hold.
Yes, that was actually, well, when I think about that hold, man, I get a little bit freaked out. He's sending a very fast Marine across, and he's queued a barracks. 2 for 2 here. And, you know, the way he was smiling when he got off the booth, I thought he might be thinking something like this. Imagine if they just send players out to 2rax proxy until they're out of players. They're like, can you hold all of our Terrans 2rax proxies? Let's find out.
The thing is, though, he's not going for an 11-11, so he plays it a little bit different. The barracks are also not as forward as you would expect them usually on this map. You play them a bit more to the bottom right. But right now, this is still an opening that can do a lot of damage. We have, of course, Bial going for a 15 hatch. Nothing out of the ordinary here, just sticking with the normal build against Terran. But yeah, this is a lot of aggression, and with the Overlord scouting that we see for the Fnatic Zerg player, he will realize very late in the game what's going on. I actually think that he will have no idea until the first Marines arrive at the scene.
Because he even went for gas before pool. Extra drones, so a super late pool. This is a really scary position because, like you said, even though this is not an 11-11 racks, it's a more economic-friendly build. He is very risky here. And when I think about it, I feel like maybe they studied him, specifically Biel, that is, because he's the toughest opponent they'd probably face today. And maybe they noticed in his games he doesn't like to scout a lot. He likes to be a little bit risky. The last game obviously was an exception, so maybe that's why you have 2 2-raxes in a row. Uh-oh, a little bit of a supply block here for Maru, though. He's actually going to lose some Marine production time.
He's actually going to lose a lot of Marine production time if he doesn't... drops the bunker now.
Great position on the Marine on the low ground. He's going to make that second piggyback bunker.
Yeah, traps the Marine in here. Really nice, like it. Zerglings are building now. Double Queen, of course, also in production.
This is a really... There's nothing he can really do. He decides not to pull his drones because he knows that the Marine's in that sweet spot. And I just...
The bunker will be done.
He's going to have a second bunker to fall back to as well. Hatchery's already under attack.
Yeah, there we go.
He may want to go for a run-by, but he's gonna lose... well, one of those lanes
He doesn't even know where his opponent starts. He only knows it's not the top right.
He's going to lose a link to the second 2 Marines that come down. If he targets it.
Trying to catch the reinforcements here, but one Marine might die. Not both of them.
He actually brings the SCV to help out.
SCV to the rescue.
That SCV is going to get a raise, man.
From now on, you don't have to mine minerals anymore. You can go and get gas.
Yeah, you can get the gas. That's fine. This hatchery is just going to die, it looks like. I don't think he can burst out here and save it. There's 2 bunkers.
He even has the third on the low ground that he could retreat to, and he's still sending Marines across the map, and there's too many Marines. These Zerglings that are trying to intercept them won't do anything.
Hatch dies.
The hatch dies, and now, well, what exactly can Bial do? He's getting a lot of Zerglings. He can go for a counterattack.
He didn't even send the Broodlings on time. They timed out there. That was kind of weird.
And the problem for him now is, if he just tries to run across the map, that won't be successful, not with the additional command center being built, with everything being walled off. He's committing against this, but this is not going to be a cost-efficient trade. He even blocks with another barracks.
It's a full wall. He can't even get the surround off. He pulls 4 Marines back to the secondary bunker, and this is essentially game here, I feel. I mean, he's got to fall back to a command center, and the game doesn't end right away. But there's so much lost mining time for the Zerg right now. He's going to be facing triple command center.
Well, it's not over just yet. He has speed and he has the gas to go for a Baneling Nest, which he didn't start yet. He doesn't really have the resources to pull it off. This is a problem. So the losses that he just... Yeah, well, he suffered too many losses, I feel. There are already Marines in the main base protecting the command center. He's going for the 3rd command center. He will have 3 orbitals, the Marines as well. Bial now is a little bit ahead in overall supply, but the problem is that his economy suffered so much. Yeah. And his production.
His production, exactly. Now he scouts with the Marines. He sees, oh, okay, hatches down, salvages the bunker, gets his money back, even trades decently with the Lings at the natural. So now he knows the hatch has been made, so he's like, okay, I don't have to make a bunker right now. I may have to make one in the near future, but he's going for that mech composition that we talked about. He did not add any additional barracks. He's getting 2 factories right now.
And for the thing for Maru is, he's taking a little bit of a risk. He doesn't know exactly what's going on in his opponent's base. He's seen, okay, you have speed, but he doesn't know if there are going to be banelings. He does not build a bunker. He does not reinforce the wall with additional structures. He's getting now double factory right away, triple command center. He's playing this a little bit, I don't want to say too greedy. It's not like he's going to die if there's suddenly a baneling appears, but he still takes a few calculated risks.
That's actually the best way to say it, because at this point, with the double reactors, he's losing so much production time for Marines. He doesn't have any Marines building. This Roach Warren could certainly change things, because first of all, it's going to make it really easy to hold against the double Hellion attack, but also, he could lose some SCVs to pressure if he tries to move that command center down right now. Oh, misplaced that factory just slightly. Those pesky barracks always in the way, makes it hard to place.
And there's now the baneling nest, so it really looks like Bjal might go for some aggression on 2 bases and just tries to hit a decent timing here. The problem for him is that this is all very, very late, and we have Maru so scanning. Yes, he has 3 orbitals, so now he just drops the scan, and there's the cancel on the baneling nest. Bjal just realizes, well, I can't pull this off. And this is exactly what I meant with calculated risk. He's taking a few risks, but he scans. He wants to scout. He knows that he has the 3 orbitals right now, that he has the energy and can sacrifice 1 mule.
And this is the moment where Bjal has to realize that something weird is going on. He has a lot of Hellions here. He hid them until this moment, but he's not going to be able to know about the double Marauder production. This timing attack will kill him if he doesn't make Spine Crawlers. He's not going to have Banelings against it either unless he remakes his Baneling Nest. This attack is so scary and so deadly, and he's not hesitating. He's actually moving his Mars down to the ramp now. He sees the Roaches, but he already knew that was going to be the case.
One of the biggest problems for Bjal is that he has no scouting information whatsoever. He doesn't have Overlords in position to spot what's going on, and he just does not know what's happening. So this will most likely blindside him and put him in a spot where he can't defend. Maru is doing everything right here. He's putting on aggression, but he has a follow-up with the 3 bases.
Oh, that wall was not quite tight. But these Hellions are going to be caught in here. I don't think they're going to be able to escape with that, with the way that those things are placed, those evolution chambers.
Yeah, he's going to trap them, but the question is how much damage will Maru do with them before they die? And the answer is enough. He can just continue to produce. You know, from double factory with the reactors, he can produce the Hellions so fast that at this point you can just trade at your opponent's base. He took down 16 harvesters in total. The worker count is now 29 to 40. So Bjal has to produce drones now, whereas Maru is just waiting for the next attack to happen. He's getting more Marauders. He has Stim nearly done, and he will move out with his army.
Yeah, and basically the only thing he's vulnerable to is Mutas, but the Mutas are too late to really pose a threat to him. And I don't think Maru has any plans of moving that command center down. He's starting to bank up a lot of gas, so he could transition really easily, but he's not.
He pulls the SCVs. He wants this win. He wants to finish it now. He doesn't want to waste any time here. Scans ahead, sees the Lings, sees the Roaches, and is like, yeah, well, I'm completely fine with that. You don't have anything against me.
Exactly. He knows that there's no Overlord to spot this, so he can wait here a little bit longer. And now all of his units are together. He's going to take out some tumors. Not really going to be significant. I don't even think the creep's going to have time to receive before the game ends.
This is a death blow. There's nothing at this point that, without Banelings, there's no chance.
Yep. The Hellion's not fighting against the Lings too much, but it just doesn't matter. The splash damage works against all units. And he stims. He shoots, he scores.
It is prime time again. Maru is going to take the 4th win here. There's no question about it. Banelings would have maybe been able to take down the Hellions, and then you can fight against the Marauders. But like this, Bjal doesn't stand a chance.
Yep. No chance, and now it's time for Alive. They have pulled out the final Terran, and you can see Bill just tapping into a web browser trying to forget at this point. That was a rough game for him. Losing the hatchery from the beginning, he had to fight with one hand tied behind his back basically through that entire game.
It was really well played by Maru. He went for this aggression. We had no scout for Bjal. He didn't know what was coming. Then Maru used this spot with a small pocket that you have. He blocked it off with one of his bunkers. Built 3 in total. Committed with the Marines. It was just really well executed. And as you already said, Byal couldn't recover.
Yeah.
So from this point on, it was only a question, okay, Maru,
How do you want to kill him?
yeah, do you screw up or do you not screw up?
Exactly.
So Maru played well, took the game, and now suddenly we have Prime with 4 points, and of course, Fnatic only with 1.
And the only player left is Alive. We've known about this since the beginning. This is what happens when they have 5 players. Alive is going to have to stand up, and if he doesn't kill everybody on that team, minus 1 player who's already killed Bjorn, then he is just going to have to sit down and accept the fact that he failed his team in their darkest hour, and that's going to be really sad. So he's going to really put a ton of effort into this. This is the moment we talk about player predictions and everything else. We can talk about maps. We've got Antigua, Whirlwind, and Abyssal City left, 4 maps, but only 1 player. Muspelheim as well, yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, so 4, exactly. Yeah, he just has to choose the map, but in the end, this is the... There we go. It's time for Alive. Unless the coach steps it up and walks into the booth.
All
Don't
right.
think that's going to happen.
Alive.
Can he keep his team alive? That's the question here, because if Fnatic loses today, they're out of the GSTL Season 3.
And Maru and Bjorn join hands together to defeat this Terran opponent they have. And so far, if anything, if Maru's play is any indicator, I think he may go for mech. The question becomes, what is the map? What has Alive chosen?
And these questions are, of course, going to be answered before we... well, not actually before.
Well, they'll
after
be
we have
answered
the
for
break.
us, but you guys won't know until we come back.
Exactly.
It's a mystery.
So we have a 5-minute break, and then we are back with potentially the last game of the day. Fnatic up against Prime here at the GSTL. See you in a minute.